do you think about Kamala?
That
I believe that she is a communist and that she is the next Hitler.
Oh, you were there when the assassination attempt happened.
Yes, we were in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th.
hopefully you're the next president. God help us if you win.
I'm sorry, honey, but I don't think you're going to be the next president. I pray to God every night that you will not be the next president.
Brother in Jesus Christ. Really wouldn't be a lot to say to him besides I'm proud of what he's doing, Proud of how blunt he is. I'm proud of how he's dealing with adversity. He's a good man, Just let him know to keep his head up and don't let everybody that's doubting him keep doubting him.
Next candidate, what would you tell her?
Hey, how you doing? You good? You know what you're talking about? I wouldn't really know how to talk to her because she don't even know how to talk to us, So it's like...
Do you think the economy went better or worse with Kamala?
Worse with...
What would you tell Donald?
That I like him a whole lot. I think he's a great president. And the only thing that I would say is that talking about the other candidate is a little bit much and that you could get more bees with honey.
And when you say that, are you referring to something in particular he said about Kamala or?
Just that I am a person who believes that you don't have to defend yourself. No, I feel like that's what it is he's just defending himself, but I think he's a great president. Yeah, I mean, I love what he stands for. I think he's a great man. Yeah, I hope that he'll get to win this year.
Do you think that the economy was better off with Trump or now with Kamala?
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. She has done nothing. What she has done hasn't been that good. I'll just say that. Also, he is a president who, when he said he's going to do something, definitely does something. And he's about the people. He's about the people. So, yeah.
So, next candidate, Kamala.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kamala. Please step down. Let someone who knows what they're doing, who cares about the people, let them do what they need to do to help our country to become great again. Because
you think she doesn't care about the people?
Maybe her first line says it all. I'm raised in a middle-class town, and I mean, that's the first thing that she says all the time. And so it tells me she's only thinking about herself. Good woman, but, let's walk the walk, the talk if you're going to say you're going to do something. But so far, I don't really think she's done a whole lot.
Este es todo el merchandising que tienen acá. La verdad que es impresionante la cantidad de cosas que hay. Y hay absolutamente de todo. En este caso, la imagen de cuando le pegaron el disparo a Trump en la oreja. Por acá dice, "It's time to take Biden to the train station." Y está vestido como un cowboy. A Joe Biden como los Looney Tunes. That's all, folks. Como, cerrando, como que se terminó. The Three Stooges. Impresionante. Think twice, because I won't. Miren esto, atención a esta bandera. Es la bandera de la libertad mezclada con la de Estados Unidos. Muy interesante realmente el tipo de banderas y de merchandising que hay acá. Para que se den una idea, esto ronda entre los $15. Después las remeras están en 17. Y dependiendo también los imanes y todo lo demás, un poquito más económico. Acá está el momento en que le pegan el disparo también a Trump. De todo absolutamente. Hay un poco de todo, realmente el merchandising es variado, estamos en Estados Unidos. Está realizando hoy una de las visitas que hace el presidente Donald Trump a través de todos los Estados Unidos para estar en contacto con sus votantes y hoy nosotros hacemos la cobertura, hablamos con ellos y esto fue lo que pasó, mira. How old are you, Arthur?
I am 25, almost.
Okay, do you have a job currently?
Not currently, but I'm still looking for one. Cool.
How's the economic situation right now in the US? Do you think it has got better or worse than with Trump?
Under Trump it was better, and it's gotten worse since he's not been in here, especially since all of our jobs have been, especially in this area. A lot of them had to downsize. Me and my mom got downsized and laid off just from the economy being bad.
And in general, other than economy, how do you think the performance of the actual government right now was?
Not very good. Bad things happening with border crossings. If we don't have a border, we're not really a country, are we? We need to have a secure border. I do know a lot of illegal people that came over and they're good people, but some of them are really bad and we need to, have a strong border to keep those people out and process the people that are actually good into our country the right way legally.
So do you think that perhaps when police finds somebody that is illegally here committing a crime, he should be deported?
Yes, depending on if it's a small crime, oh no, he was speeding or something like that, no. But if it was a crime plotting to kill somebody or something like that, or very serious crime, then yes, I believe immediately deported.
How do you feel about gun control?
Don't like it. Gun control against the Second Amendment. Now, anything that's against the Second Amendment is against what our founding fathers intended. Everybody should be allowed to own a gun.
So last question, this is a game. Uy! Whoa! No, Donald! Come here! Donald! No, wait! Wait, Donald! He wants to run away, man. He's right here. What do you want to tell Donald?
Hopefully you're the next president, because I don't know if our country will be doing well underneath her.
So what would you tell Kamala?
God help us if you win. That's all I have to say.
You guys are about to get on the bus, going to go to the rally.
Yep,
Why are you going to vote for Trump?
because Trump's for the American people.
I think he represents the working man.
What do you think about Kamala?
Fuck that bitch.
What is this?
It's a Crown Graphic. It's probably made in the early 1950s. 4x5 sheet film. That's the size of the film. I'm taking a photo class at Grand Rapids Community College, and so I'm covering the campaign as part of my project.
Okay, seems really interesting.
It's fun. It's been fun. I've been to a Democratic rally, and then I've tried to make 2 Trump rallies, but it's like this: you never get in.
This usually happens, you said, sorry?
No, just at Trump's, just at both the Trumps. I've gotten into Kamala's.
So is that because there is so much people that support Trump, or is it that it's badly organized?
I think it's badly organized because at the last rally in Michigan, and they sent out 6,000 false tickets. So a whole bunch of people showed up, couldn't get in. So just like today. So I don't know if my ticket was real or not.
How do you feel about the economy? Do you think the economy has improved with has improved with Kamala, or was it better off
It's been
with?
good for a long time. I don't have any complaints of the economy, you know.
What do you think that needs to improve right now in the USA?
Just inflation. People are worried about interest rates, but they don't realize even the interest rates today are lower than they were whenever I was in the housing market. I paid more interest to buy a house than anybody's paying now today. So the interest rates, everybody complains because they got so used to low interest rates, but it's not bad. And as far as inflation, we've had inflation before, and I studied economics, and that's the result of all the spending to get out of the COVID crisis. We didn't have a recession during COVID because they put so much money into the economy. That saved us from a recession. But when you have that much spending, you get inflation. So it just comes with the territory.
This is an interesting sign. Farmers for Trump over there.
I'm Bill Bailey.
Hi, Bill. Why are you going to vote for Trump?
He is the leader of our movement. It's the America First, Make America Great Again movement. We can restore some common sense to our federal government, create more jobs, secure the border, bring prices back in line, take care of inflation.
Do you think that the economy right now with Kamala is better than with Trump or worse?
It's much worse than when Trump was president, much worse. People don't have the money. People don't have the money to buy groceries. They don't have money to buy their utility bills. They're not able to pay rent. Rent is so high right now. The cost of housing has just gotten ridiculous.
Why do you think this is happening?
Well, it was the Harris and Biden policies when they first took office, programs and everything, the spending that they did, that's what led to the inflation right away. And also with the energy, when they declared war on oil, gas and oil, that all added to it.
How do you feel about gun control?
I want to protect the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was put in for a reason. She's talked about confiscating guns. She said a mandatory gun buyback program. That means she wants to come and confiscate them.
What do you think about immigration? How have things changed in these past years?
Well, in the last 4 years, yes, it's a wide open border. Anybody is coming in here. Terrorist groups that have been documented have come into this country. You've got all kinds of people have come in here. I have no problem with immigration. I just want people to do it the legal way. I want organized immigration.
So what would you tell if you approach a person that is going to vote for Kamala?
Ask them to look at the issues, look at the facts, and I mean the real facts that are out there, and take a good hard look at it and think again if they love their country.
What would you say to Kamala?
I would tell her she needs to find another job. She's not the one for this country.
Donald is here.
President Trump, I'd like to thank you for what you've done for our country. It's been an honor having you serve as president, and it will be an honor having you serve as president again in the future as the 47th president.
So you were there when the assassination attempt happened?
Yes, we were in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. We were next to the venue, right across the street from where the shooter was. We were right next to the building where the shooter was.
What do you remember from that day when things started to happen?
Well, the president had just taken the stage. He'd been on stage for about 5-6 minutes, and then we heard shots from across the street, and we turned and looked, and we saw a crowd running at us, and there was people screaming, "He's got a gun, get down." There was just a lot of hysteria at that moment. And then we didn't know what was going on in the first seconds, because you don't know if there's a shooter, you don't know if he's shooting into the crowd, you don't know if there's multiple shooters. I mean, there's a lot of things going through your mind in the first 30 seconds. It was a horrific moment.
I guess you were really scared at the moment, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Anybody in their right mind would have been scared at that moment. Yep.
So people that were there in the venue, did you were able to realize after a few minutes what was happening?
We were, the property we were on, like I say, was right adjacent to the venue. And the property owner, his son-in-law, had been with us. We had been set up there for 3 or 4 days, and he had been with us quite a while there. Well, he had walked over as the president took the stage. He's the one that saw the shooter on the roof. So when he come back over, we realized then when he told us that he had seen the shooter up there, he'd gotten the police over there. We knew fairly quickly what was going on then.
What do you think about the whole situation? There's people online saying that Kamala had something to do. What do you say back to them?
Oh, I just believe it was a total failure in security. I'm not be a conspiracy theorist and say that the deep state or Kamala or anybody had anything to do with it. I'm not ruling it out necessarily, but I'm not saying that's what happened. But it was absolute failure of security.
What was the feeling when you went out, when you understood what was going on, when you comprehended the situation? What was your feeling?
Anger at the situation, sorrow for the people that were injured and killed, and relief that the president was okay.
So are you going to vote for Trump?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Because he's going to get America back the way it's supposed to be.
How do you feel the economy is right now with Kamala? Do you think it has gotten better or worse?
Worse. Yeah, it hasn't changed.
And in which things do you see that every day?
I hate seeing all the people come across the border. I hate paying the prices we're paying.
Since you've mentioned it, the immigration is a big issue right now in the U.S. What are your opinions about it?
They're more than welcome to come here if they come the right way.
What about what happened recently about the allegation that the Haitians could be eating cats or dogs? What do you think about that?
I haven't really seen anything about that. I've heard about it, but I've never seen anything on the news about it, but I believe it.
So what about gun control? Do you want tougher laws? Do you think it is okay as it is right now?
It's okay the way it is. Guns don't kill people. People do.
Jeremy, you're from here? From Michigan?
No, we're actually from Kentucky.
Oh, wow. And why did you came all the way here?
I was on a work trip, so when we found out Trump was going to be here, so my kids wanted to come over, and I did too. We're big Trump supporters.
Why did you decide to support Trump?
Well, because we don't support Kamala in no way.
Which are the things that you dislike about Kamala?
I don't know anything I like about Kamala. Just honestly, I don't know one thing I like about it. Anything she does is just not right. I mean, we're Christians and we support, people that are for America, for us, and we got to think about our children and the USA they're going to live in. So, in what she has and what she supports, don't support any of that.
Immigration is a huge issue right now in the U.S. Do you think you should have a strict control of the border?
Oh, definitely. And Trump does it. She has no control over the border. Actually, she's letting people from the border come in freely. And I'm good with people coming over as long as they come in, like Trump had it. They come in legally, like they need to. That's okay. But just to let everybody over illegally, no, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Do you think the economy has gotten better or worse with Kamala?
Oh, 100% worse. I mean, you go buy groceries, you're spending we went to Sam's the other day, spent $600 to feed our family. Used to when Trump get in, we could go get the same stuff for $300, $350. So it's 120% worse with Kamala.
What about your mortgage?
Well, all that has stayed pretty much the same because we already had all that taken care of. As far as our house payment, we already got our cars, my car's paid for, so.
So, Catherine, you're definitely going to vote for Trump, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Why did you make up your mind to vote for President Trump?
Oh, in 2015. Well, I knew he was a businessman and I knew he could get things done on that end. That's one of the main reasons. Also, I feel his Second Amendment stance and all his freedoms that he campaigned on, he delivered on every one of them.
How do you feel about Kamala Harris?
Not good. I think she would take our country to a place where we won't recognize it anymore. It will not be our country.
So let's discuss a little bit about the politics that you don't like about Kamala. Like, for example, how do you feel about immigration? Do you think you should have tougher controls in the border?
Yes, absolutely. And she could go today and have whoever's our president, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's Biden or her yet, but or she's not going to be president. But I'm saying, like Trump said today, she can go and get Trump to sign an order to close the borders until they get under control. She can do that today. She does not need any Senate or support for that. That's something he can do, Biden can do. That should have been done 3.5 years ago. There's no excuse. And then they keep saying that Trump voted down the bill. He wasn't even in any kind of office when that bill came across. They contacted him, and DeSantis and all the other Republicans were like, we wouldn't vote for it anyway. They said it was bipartisan, but it wasn't.
Do you think that right now the economy has gotten better or worse?
Way worse. Everybody knows it. They feel it when they go to the grocery store every day. I mean, gas, everything.
Are you struggling to make ends meet?
We live sometimes paycheck to paycheck, yes. We do, but it's hard. It's groceries, bills. It's out of control. And we were better off 4 years ago. We definitely were when Trump was in. We were. We all know it.
How do you feel about gun control?
I'm for the Second Amendment all the way. I do believe that, certain people shouldn't have them, but that's certain people. That's not...
Kamala proposed a special project, a special program to force people to turn in their guns.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Horrible. That's not going to happen in America. I'm certain there will be a protest against that. People aren't going to give up their guns. Not going to happen in this country. She'll get a lot of backlash. There could be a civil war here in our country if this really is going to happen. And she's also trying to put a mandate on us buying electric cars, and that's also not going to happen.
Last question, and this is actually a game. It's called Talk to the Candidate.
Yeah.
So Donald is here. Talk with him.
Hi, President Trump. I love you. I supported you from the very beginning, and I will support you till you're 47, and you will be 47. So keep fighting. Fight for us, and we will help you. We'll get there. We'll win. You're the next president. Kamala, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, honey, but I don't think you're going to be the next president. I pray to God every night that you will not be the next president of these United States of America, because we are freedom-loving people, and all of your policies go against all of that. I couldn't handle the word salads. I had to deal with Biden's dementia, and I really don't want to deal with your word salads. So, bye. Sorry, you're not going to be president.
So we were walking around Texas and we found this beautiful lady that told us that
thank you.
she's trying to make Texas their own country.
Yes, just like Brexit, we'll be like Texit. We're tired of the United States government taking all of our taxes and sending it over to New York and California to fund the communist agenda. And so we're ready to have better schools, a better economy, have gold-backed currency, and be able to have our country back, our Texas back, because that's what we need for us to all have a successful, wonderful life.
So you're collecting signatures?
Yes, we're collecting signatures so that we can get it put on the ballot. We're very interested in being able to vote on this because over 60% of our voters will sign this. It's across party lines. We all want a better life for our children.
How many people have signed so far?
Hundreds of thousands. We're working, we want to get millions. That's what our goal is. And, each signature helps. Every day in events like this helps getting our name out there and letting people know that, yes, we can do this, and yes, we will do this.
And are you guys being endorsed by some political party, or what's the situation?
We have several politicians that have said that they endorse us, one of them being Andy Hopper in particular. He's one of my favorites. But there are many politicians, too many to name, that have signed our pledge and will be supporting Texas.
Why do you think Texans would be better off on their own?
Because we can decide how our taxes are spent. It stays here. It doesn't get funneled out of here. We can revamp our schools and actually teach children real life skills instead of just all of these things that are nonsense and won't ever help them in their daily lives.
So elections are coming up. They're like right around the corner. They're going to be in November.
Yes.
So probably Texas will still be part of the USA by then. Do you know who you're going to vote for? Kamala or Trump?
Of course, Trump. Yes, 100%. If he can stay alive to become president. That's our main concern, is because there's been so many attempts on his life that we're just not sure what's going to happen.
What do you think about the economy in the USA right now? Has it improved or gone worse with Kamala?
Oh, much worse. And everyone can see just by their grocery bills and by the rent and by everything else, it's unaffordable. Even if you work 40 hours a week, it's a struggle. it's a struggle. You can't afford to go on vacation. You can't afford to even buy new shoes when you need to. It's a very hard life for many people. While these rich people are going around on their yachts and fancy parties, it's the day-to-day workers that are having to live and struggle in this mess.
How do you feel about having more strict gun control laws?
I'm definitely 2A. I believe you should have anything and everything you would want to protect yourself. The more people that have guns, the better, because then the criminals won't be trying to attack people because they know that they're armed.
Did you hear what Kamala said about this?
Yes, I did, and I'm completely against everything that she's ever said.
So she proposed a program to basically force people to turn their guns in. What do you think about that?
I believe that she is a communist and that she is the next Hitler.
So what's the situation right now in the US, socially speaking? Has it gone better or worse?
It has gotten much worse. People are trying to cause race riots and try and turn people against themselves. Instead of focusing on the content of people's character, they focus on the skin. And that's a horrible thing to do, and we should all do better.
Immigration has been a huge problem for the USA, especially in the last years. Do you think you should have more strict control over immigration?
Of course. I think that we need closed borders, and I also think that we need to make sure that only citizens are here. We need to make sure that anybody that doesn't belong here is not here, because what's happening is that Venezuela and Mexico and all these South American countries are dumping their prisons at our border, and they're just walking across, and we're feeding, housing, clothing, all of their mental health and everything else is riding on our taxpayer shoulders, and we can't do it. You can see how bad New York City is, completely overrun, and that's what every city is going to be pretty soon.
There's been a lot of controversy regarding the Haitian community in the US. What do you see here in Texas? Are Haitians eating cats and dogs?
I have not personally seen that. I have seen a lot of immigrants, especially when I'm at Walmart and places like that, that are there using their food cards that are paid for by our tax dollars. They have thousands of dollars loaded on these cards by who knows who. I would like to know who.
Since we are talking about immigration, you mentioned New York. There's a whole situation over there with the hotels. What do you think about that?
I think that we shouldn't be having any of these people to begin with, and that it's kind of that the United States is almost a lost cause because it's so bad. And so many people support the bad things going on that they've been programmed by their televisions, and they can't critical think anymore. And so it's a really, really sad problem, and the CIA Mockingbird is still in existence and still happens every day with their propaganda, and it has brainwashed our entire society. That's why all these people went and got those corona shots and everything else, is because they were lied to. They had uninformed consent. They murdered my grandpa. My grandpa got 2 Pfizer shots, and on his second shot had a massive stroke and died. They murdered him. And I will make sure that I get justice for him, and that every person that lost a family member to those shots gets their justice too.
I am so sorry for what happened to your grandfather.
Thank you so much.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Sarah Cunningham.